There we go. Oh, God. Sketchy, sketchy. Wheels up, wheels up. Oh, shit, shit, shit. Oh, fucking damn it. People are here. Princess!
Hello there.
You're actually live on my side now. Hell yeah.
Mute myself! Damn it! I forgot to unmute myself!
He just said everything, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, meanwhile, him over here, he's looking like, yeah, and I'm just like, talking like an idiot!
The funny thing is, everything heard on my side. It was just your side now.
Yeah, it's just my side now, yeah. Hey, Evie. Evie says, wow, so slow. You are Tucker. Okay, Yoda. So, like I said, this is going to be our first ever podcast. We're excited about this. We've been talking about this for a while now, because every time we're doing stuff off camera, it's just like Rich, Wings, myself. We always have like a funny conversation. It's like, you know what? We've got to broadcast this. This is so stupid. We've got to do it. So
memes.
Yeah, memes. Exactly. So basically, this is just going to be a chill podcast. Whatever happens, happens. Like, for instance, Wings is having issues trying to live stream right now. So we're trying to diagnose that. Meanwhile, Rich and I are talking about memes at Discord. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go right now.
Yep. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So one of the memes that Rich over here, he's been sending memes on our Discord all the freaking time. The meme king.
As you can see here, the meme king.
Yeah, I've got to put. I don't know what the hell happened to my. Yeah, see, Cyber Soul Rich, the meme king, and there goes Wings.
Wings is gone.
Yeah, he's probably got to reset the computer most likely. So
yeah,
and me talking not as much. Yeah, I know, bud. But one of the memes that Rich posted was a police response here in America. And basically it was 3 cop cars were responding to a supposed active shooter. One of the cop cars goes to make a right into a street, and the guy behind him hits him in the back, spins him around. I'm like,
it's a full 90 degree, wasn't it? It was like he just turned 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And just went.
Yeah, it's just like, all I gotta say is, working in the police department here in the state of Florida, all I gotta say is, you get what you pay for. That's basically what it is. You get what you pay for.
It happens over here as well, so there's nothing to worry about.
All I think is Clarkson, when Jerry Clarkson, that Top Gear episode they did, it was a police special. When they're talking about making their own cop cars, and Hammond's like, you see those police shows, and they always show everything from America, and they show all the action that happens in America. And Clarkson goes, right. Then they go to us, and they say, we got a clip from England land. And you just see a fat Bobby and a Vauxhall getting pelted with stones.
True. I just still remember that other one with the they tried to do the they tried to be ambulances. Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And then Hammond just goes like that and ejects the thing and it flies through the window.
Yeah, I love it when they were trying to put a catheter in it, and Hammond's like, oh god, I gotta put a catheter in this man's willy. Oh, they did another
some funny scenes.
They did another cop special, which was hilarious as hell. And they actually brought a tank, and I'm like, hey, whoa. Don't be going full American on us, okay? That's our job, not yours.
Oh, the only one I think of is when he's in Dubai and he's flying through the actual the actual like shopping malls and stuff.
Oh,
Richard
God.
Hammond just goes through the shopping malls.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, good times.
they did something. Richard Hammond actually has a YouTube channel. It's Drive. I think it's Drive Tribe on YouTube, and he and May did a Top Gear style challenge, but it was both electric vehicles. One of them was a Porsche Cayenne, or not Cayenne, the four-door electric Porsche. Yeah, Wings goes back and forth. Yeah, he's having issues with his OBS, so he's trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So he may disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah, he's going to be like
yeah, he's gonna be
hoppity hop.
No, I
Yeah.
have no idea what caused that. Randomly, my Discord just went kapoof, and I didn't hear you guys and see you guys, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think Discord and OBS like each other. I mean, they're acting like a very pissed off divorced couple here. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, I had issues with my camera. See, like I'm using my second camera right now because I have two cameras set up usually for my DJing. So literally, I've got my usual one which I'm doing video games and stuff, and then the other one is normally like over this side, but I've moved it over here just so I can actually. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Eve says probably will work at the end of the stream. Yeah, knowing our luck, it's probably gonna work. Right when we get done with our stream, he'll be like, "It's working now." Dude,
Bye.
This is us.
No, there's something I'm looking into a bunch of stuff, trying to see what it is, and
Did you see what I sent you though? By the way,
Yes,
Wings?
I saw.
tried to hopefully that will solve it.
Hopefully, being the key word. Yeah.
Yeah.
why is that not showing?
Let me see if I can. Oh, am I gonna be able to?
This is where he disappears and there's just me there going, "Hi everyone, I'm on my own."
No,
I wanted to try
Man.
to. I went full screen. I wanted to try to get like a video up because I wanted to show you guys the new Sea of Thieves trailer that's coming up, the new update, and how I want to get on and start doing it. But I wanted to try to do it without this showing.
like that.
See,
Right,
I'm
I'll-
not even going to risk any of that right now.
I already did.
It's
That was
working. I hope everybody likes it, and I hope everything works fine. You can hear the music. That's all that matters.
I accidentally risked it, so I actually did. I'm like, I'm gonna have to edit that when I put this on YouTube. It's gonna be raw. I mean, no doubt, it's gonna be all raw. But the only thing is that I'm gonna have to do. It's either me or the Florida's gonna have to do some editing. Most likely her. Leo says Florida. She's gonna hate me for this. She goes,
Ah, there we
"What the hell? I'm too sober for this shit. What the hell you doing, Tucker?"
go.
He says, "Oh, talking about Sea of Thieves. My friend told me about it. Okay, we've been broadcasting it for like a year now.
True.
Which
Well, you have. It's probably on yours.
But when I'm thinking about it, Cookie Blade is going to be joining us in 2 weeks. She's going on.
Nice.
She's going on. I think she's taking a break from college. I was talking to her last night, see how she was doing because she was sick the last time I talked to her. She said she's a lot better and she wants to come play Sea of Thieves with us in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I told her, I was like, I said, you'll be sticking next to me. I mean, I don't give a shit. I said, we get to hear your beautiful voice of yours, which I've heard her speak before. It's just like, oh my god, she's got that.
Is it one of those? Is it one of those type of things?
It's one of those. It's one of those. Ada, ada. It's like, oh god. Yes, mommy. She
You
has
just
the,
get down and go bow.
yeah. She has the kind of voice that will turn me to melted butter. All she has to say is, "Hi, Tucker." Go full stupid.
You just see you like, Hi.
I'm gonna turn my camera off.
Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome, but hilarious. I'm gonna rip you to bits.
Evie says, "Tucker, never do that again, man." Ada. But the thing is
Oh,
that
dear
it was
me.
during a live stream a long time ago I think it was 2 years ago. I was doing World of Warships, and she popped in, and I first heard her voice. Because I told her, I said, if you want to come in and chat with me, that's fine. I'm by myself playing World of Warships. If you want to hang out, she goes, okay, cool. And she has got, for someone who's from Germany, she has got a very, very refined British accent. And I'm like, how do you have a perfect British accent? I said, I thought you were in Germany. She goes, I am, but I've got cousins that I'm close to in the UK.
UK.
I'm like, oh, did I answer that question? So if you come to America, you're going to have a southern twang. Like this idiot.
Well, you know, you can learn now. Learn some of the British versions.
Oh, yeah. All I got to do is listen to you, and then boom. It's not an insult. That's a fact. All I got to do is listen to you, and I can learn my repertoire of the British accent.
Well, yeah. I can see some private lessons coming up.
That sounds so wrong.
I know. That's why I said it.
Some private lessons. Oh.
It is called Unfiltered for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I called it Unfiltered. Because years ago, I tried my own. This was before podcast was popular. I did this years ago, and it was called Unfiltered Rage, where I just talk about whatever the topic was. And one of them was like Comic-Cons and how the con was, what they could have improved, how I enjoyed it or didn't like it. And another one was all about the police ambushes, but that one never got aired because I've never finished it. I was doing overnights in security. I was bored. I needed something to do, and there was nothing good at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning on TV, so came up with that. So yeah, that's why I originally said I wanted to call it Unfiltered or Unfiltered Rage, because it's us. We don't have a filter.
Yeah. No, we don't, to be honest.
I liked how you said streamers unfiltered, because yeah, we are streamers. We're unfiltered. Perfect. Let's go.
Yeah, and I kept with your logo as well.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least you did.
Of.
Yeah, you did. I went with something else. I just slapped it together.
Yeah, I'm so happy when that came out. Or how I did that. I'm like, that looks amazing. I was actually so chuffed, and I was like that. I was so happy for weeks.
I'm gonna have to get another copy, because when I do the little the pictures, the pin pictures, I'm gonna have to put that in there once I get this all refined. And once we figure out what direction we're going, which at this point we're in the right direction.
Of course. Sorry, I just thought something.
No, you're good.
The right direction, is it?
It's somewhere between here and there. I think we're going that way, but I think we're going this way. I don't know.
Oh, well, we can go both ways.
Oh.
How you doing, Wings? Come on. We got to get Wings in here somehow.
I'm working on stuff.
I could feel the frustration, the anger rising from him. I could sense it. You're halfway across the country. I can still sense it. You're getting pissed. It's like, this fucking piece of shit. Why aren't you working?
No, I'm wondering if it's because the recording settings are fucked up with my Streamlabs OBS, because every time I have gone live in the past, it started auto recording, and now it's not doing it.
Maybe that could be if you could disable that auto recording and just do broadcasting, that'd be fine. That may be able to fix it, because mine's not set for auto record and streaming. That would just overload it.
Let's see if I
overload it.
Oh, at this point, anything went over with my computer.
Simple instead of advanced.
Okay, so where is it? So I think I have a picture of what I was saying off stream is that I have supposedly 2 packages coming. One of them's on the way, and the other one's coming from Amazon. So
the other one's illegal.
It's not illegal. I got it on Amazon. Which at this point, you can buy anything illegal on Amazon.
You can buy anything anywhere now these days.
Yeah, that's true. So what it is that it's a Vi Schwartz card that I had graded, and it's an Azure Lane one. Which, by the way, I gotta get your address, Rich, so I can send those cards over. I got them in
Told
a.
you. See, he's buying me packages now.
Hey, you're the one who wanted them.
I know. We keep saying that, but you never do. We never do it.
So what I got is the Azure Lane character Hindenburg, and it's the Bunny Girl one. Oh, don't do this to me. Come on.
It's because of your filter thing.
It's because she's got big tits and a Bunny Girl outfit. That's probably why it's blocking. It's like, yeah, no censor. We're not in China. We're in America, okay? Let it go.
We're not in the UK. Everything's censored.
Just like China and North Korea.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
But yeah, it's a graded Hindenburg card that I've waited since Valentine's Day. I sent it on Valentine's Day. It's now coming back, and it should be here either today or tomorrow. Let's see. It says
Nice.
I was from the north and came to the south, so Wings could buy Tucker. I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one.
What the fuck
I need to
are
know.
they
I need to know
talking
this.
about?
I don't even know either. I got distracted with squirrels.
No, I'm not saying what am I thinking I'm saying.
Yeah, no. But while I'm thinking about it, I got some other cards I gotta get graded. One of them is the North Carolina character in the Bunny Girl outfit. I'm gonna get that graded because it's going for almost $200 on eBay.
Oof.
That's
Nice.
ungraded. They have ungraded. Imagine graded. I mean, honestly, I don't want to sell it because North Carolina is one of my favorite characters, and that's one of my favorite skins. It's just like, I
Well,
don't...
the longer you have it, the more price it goes up, doesn't it?
Well,
if I remember.
supposedly. I mean, I've got a Ken Griffey
That's
Jr. card. It's a Don Ross 1994 gold Ken Griffey Jr. card. And it was supposed to be worth something, but it's really not worth anything. But I'm still going to get it graded anyways. Because, so you're selling them on eBay. I'm going to be selling them on Whatnot. Because I'm going to try to broadcast it. But supposedly, eBay, you can do the same thing on Whatnot. You can do a live auction. Supposedly. I keep getting notifications for them.
Oh.
I mean, I'm
I'm gonna
tempted.
say, fuck it. I'm gonna uninstall Streamlabs OBS and reinstall it and see if that will work.
Yeah, try that, because it may reset your default values. Yeah, Whatnot, Evie. Because I have a storefront there called the Imperial Naval... Was it Imperial Naval Port, I think it was? I haven't been on it so long. I think it was Imperial Naval Trading Post. Yeah, Imperial Naval Trading Post. And I'm going to be... I've been waiting for the Brew Rabbit and Shepherd to try to teach me how to do what they're doing. But every time I get a hold of them, it's like, oh, let me see if I can get a hold of Shepherd. We'll try tomorrow. We'll try here. We'll try this. And it's like, guys, I've been trying to get a hold of you for 3 months. I've got shit here I need to sell. And I mean,
And get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. I'm out of room. I can't buy new cards until I get rid of these.
Well, I'm going to take a load of chunk off anyway when I finally give you it. You need to give me your WhatsApp number. That'll be easier.
No, what?
I can send it that way.
Oh, what? The money or?
No, to send you the details.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could do that once we're done. Yeah,
It'd be quicker that way.
Yeah. Hey, I've got the.
Because then you
WhatsApp.
could keep bugging me, like, I don't know. And then I'd be like, send me your details. Ah, yeah.
You just remind me, because right now my brain is fried. And I'm sober. That's the worst part.
Oh, tell me about it. I've got so much going on. I thought I was going to be late for this stream, to be honest, because our offer for a house has gone through. So,
Oh, it did?
Yeah, we are getting a mortgage now, so we're trying to sort all the details out, so paperwork and stuff.
Signing
So,
your
I
life
know-
away.
Yeah. Speaking of that type of stuff, my dad and his girlfriend, they just moved into a condo and everything. So now they're trying to get her old house repaint it and get it ready to sell the goddamn house. And she is asking for $170,000 for that house.
Is that it?
Oh, it's also you got to remember he's also in
That's actually
Detroit.
pretty.
In Florida, houses are going for $300,000 to $400,000.
In Southeast Michigan, roughly houses go anywhere between 100 to I think 300,000.
That's not bad considering where you're at. Because,
yeah.
Yes, down here where I live about 45 minutes north of West Palm, and the houses are freaking ridiculous. I mean, I can't get back on my own. Even with the pay raise I just got, it's still not enough to get back on my own.
Wow.
I mean, that's the problem.
Like for us, I was nearly like houses over here varied, so it depends on the location. I would say around our area is nearly 300,000.
Yeah, so that's pretty much on average. And people are like, no, we can't afford this. And on top of that, here in Florida, insurance rates are ridiculous because half the state is considered hurricane prone. So they increase the insurance. Once you go, I mean, my folks and I are looking to move back up north, up to the Jacksonville area. Because that area from Daytona on north is out of the hurricane zone, and insurance rates are incredibly low. I mean, one of my dad's old friends, her and her boyfriend moved up there from Boca Raton, or Delray, I think. And she said, my car insurance went from a couple $1,000s to a couple $100. It was cut by
just
half.
by moving.
Yeah, just by moving to an area that's out of the hurricane zone. And that's what my dad was saying. He goes, they're actually going to be heading up on Wednesday to go check it out. The area where they're going to look at. And I'm actually looking up there as well because I want to try to get a job up there. And this isn't going to happen for like another 2-3 years, but I still want to get ready for it.
At least you're preparing.
Yeah, and on top of the fact that since I'm with the state, I have to lock in my retirement. I have to do 8 years with the state. Which so I gotta do 8 years. Once that's what it's called vested, my retirement's secure. So if I lose heaven forbid, I lose my job, I still have my retirement with the state of Florida. Where if I say lose it or quit now at almost 6 years, I lose everything.
Yeah, it's best to wait.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to get the extra.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying. They say if you can get a job with the county jobs that are a part of the same retirement system, go for it. But if you can stay at your current job, stay there. Keep your head down. Which looks like it's going to happen. Yeah, keep your head down, mouth shut. So that's what I mean. Like I said, it's going to be another 2 or 3 years because we got to get my mother retired. My dad's looking at retiring at the end of the year. We're going to try to get my mother retired, and then I got to get vested. So I got some time, but we are looking up there because lower house rates, lower insurance, both house and car insurance, everything's a lot lower there. And since my insurance just went up because of the car I bought, even though I was quoted for $240, it just went up to $314 for no fucking reason.
It's because of the name, probably, or because of the age.
Well,
one of those things.
Well, my last car was almost 10 years old, and it never went up.
Weird.
Well, I got to call my agent tomorrow before we stream Sea of Thieves tomorrow. And I've got to ask her, what's the deal? Why did it go up? I was quoted for one number. Now you're giving me another number. What the fuck? And don't say just because. Listen here, Cupcake.
You're there with the the keys, and they're like, I'm waiting for you to say it.
It's like, what's the reason? Just because? I don't want to hear that fucking shit. How would you like it if I jacked up your rate, Cupcake? You'd be pissed. Evie asked, he's wondering if you've been on Azure Lane. Probably not because of what's going on with the house. and your
I
holiday.
do go on it ever so often. You know when you said about it the last time, I was on it then.
I was on it yesterday. There's a new event coming up with new characters, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh.
One of them this one's going to be Royal Navy themed, and they have the HMS Lion, HMS Cleopatra, and this is just going off of memory. Looks like all the new ships are going to be the Royal Navy line, so this looks good. I want to get the Lion.
Ah.
Because she just screams, "Ada, mommy milker." I mean, what? I had to stop myself.
I
Like,
am watching Azalane though.
Oh, did you
I'm
finally
watching
get...
Azalane.
You've been watching it for God knows how long. I shot through it in a weekend.
Yeah, I try to take it in steps.
Oh, fair. You want to enjoy it. You don't want to do it like I did. Just shot through it in a weekend. Have a beer in my hand and just, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, plus I have to stream as well, so I've got to try and get that done.
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching, actually, I'm rewatching an old sci-fi show called Babylon 5 from the 90s. Actually, I've got it right here. On DVD. We going old school, baby. Hey, let me grab
Hey, DVDs is the way.
Hey, man.
I still prefer the DVDs.
Oh, I do too. I still prefer physical. But yeah. Here's the whole thing. On DVD, the complete collection.
Wow.
And oh yeah, I'm streaming through it because it's on Amazon Prime, but they charge you per episode. It's like $2.99 per episode for rent.
Yeah.
And to purchase it,
Not
it's like,
worth it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, fuck that. I've got a DVD, I've got a DVD player, and I've got a laptop. Let's go.
Yeah. That's the way to go.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of have to. And
I'm just super happy about my things now, right now. Like, changing the subject from CDs.
No, you're
like
good,
DVDs.
you're good.
Yeah. It's like my CD thing, my project I've been doing is finally coming to an end.
Oh,
I'm
good.
super happy. I posted it in Discord.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was.
Amazing. Yeah, all of that got water damaged, and the company just didn't want to deal with it. They just thought, sod it, I'll throw it away. I was like, I only paid literally 120 quid, and I got that all refurbished, fixed up, new DVD in there. It reads the CDs now. It has tape. You can play tapes, cassettes.
Oh, so it's a dual player.
Yeah, it's a dual player, and literally everything is all literally inbound, and it has like AUX and everything. I can play whatever I want.
Oh, nice. I've got two of those. It was funny. My mom has one in our living room, and she's been trying to transfer a lot of the old home videos we had to DVD, and we just found one in the spare room next to me, and we're just going unburying all of her stuff. I'm like, son of a bitch, that's a DVD and VHS player. She goes, oh shit, yeah, you're right. I forgot that was in here. I mean, I just bought a Blu-ray player because one of the Babylon 5 movies is on Blu-ray. So I'm like, I tried the PS4. It's been giving me shit. I mean, it works, but you have to disable a setting. It's a enhanced EHD or something to that.
Oh
HDR.
yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, you have to disable it in order to play it, but when you want to play a game, you have to re-enable it. It's just like, and it fucks up with the video signal too, so I gotta go through my phone to turn it off so I can turn the damn thing on. And then I went to my Xbox One, and it just goes full stupid. It has it, but then it goes, no. I'm like,
it's like, yeah, I can see it, but I'm not playing it for you.
Exactly. It's just, I'm like, do you need an update, or do I need to come behind you and smack you upside the head? A good kick in the ass will fix you, wouldn't it? I heard that.
What about the PS? Yeah, I heard something.
I heard wings. Oh, what were you gonna say about the PS4?
I know the PS5. You can always try if you have.
I've got to get one.
The money for a PS5. Yeah.
Well, right now I'm going to my next payday coming up is when I'm going to get the new pay raise plus what they call compression, because the new pay raise took effect last month, but they couldn't get the compression. Everyone was at the same pay level when they gave us the increase, and that pissed off a lot of people that have been there for like 10, 15 years, because now they have the same pay as someone starting off. And that pissed off a lot of people, so they had to scramble to do what was called a compression to increase the pay to people who have been here for X amount of time. It didn't make it when I got paid on Thursday. It didn't make it. So it's going to be coming next week, and we're supposed to get a huge bonus for that. They said it's
so it's
massive.
like a back pay then.
Pretty much, yeah. So with that, first things first, I'm putting money on my new car. And then second,
Nice.
Yeah, faster I pay that thing off, the better. So with that, I have a new processor coming in for that, my gaming computer, because this one is a 3rd generation Ryzen 7 3700X, which is fine. But I found the Ryzen 9 3900X on eBay for $167. So I'm gonna, because it goes for almost $300 on Amazon, brand new. I'm like, this is the 3rd gen. We're on generation number 9. Why do I need to spend full retail price for this thing? And it would cost me more to get this up to modern spec. Eventually, I'm gonna make a modern computer. Once I get more money.
See, that's what I need to. I need to sort stuff out, but now are the priorities right now.
Yeah, get the house first.
Yeah.
So
I got my own office. All of this is gonna change. I have my own office.
And I don't, and we don't get to hear Richard. It's like
you don't anymore, because I've got to go outside into the garden and into this area. I've got like an outside office.
I was gonna say, it's disconnected from the house.
It is, yeah. It is disconnected out. It's like it used to be a full garage, and what the past owner has cut it into half. So you got part garage, part office.
Oh, I was gonna say, they call that the in-law suite over here. There was a house.
I'm gonna be the in-law suite.
It was. I was telling my mom about this years ago when we lived in Tampa. I think it was Tampa or Jacksonville. I don't remember. I think it was Tampa. There was we were looking around at houses, and there was a house. I shit you not. You walk in the front door, there was the pool. On the left side of the house was the rest of the house, and on the right was the garage and a standalone in-law suite with a built-in bathroom, toilet, and room for the bed and whatever. I'm like, if we had that house, I would so take that. And just, I would be independent. I could play my games. I could go full tilt without anyone getting pissed.
And you can play games at the pool.
Exactly.
I can imagine you there streaming away. I'm like, in the pool, yeah.
In the floaty.
Sea of Thieves.
It's like, what up, y'all? I'm just chilling here on my poolside. Got a stogie in one hand. I got a drinky in the other. Let's go.
Yeah. Again, like a massive billboard at the top where you could just got Sea of Thieves broadcasting at the top. Or warships.
Oh yeah, have my own inflatable warship.
You're just sitting on the side like this on your warship and then just playing the game like, haha, I'm coming flanking around the side.
Oh, that would be cool. On the side of the wall, you could put like a little project the game on there. That would be cool. Damn it, I'm gonna have to look for a house like that now. I mean, I don't give a shit about the pool.
And that's interesting.
Did you find something that's busted?
Or workable?
Yeah, thank you.
So it shows that my Twitch settings are good. The apply document settings is checked, but starting video transformation is just spinning.
Spinning.
So I wonder if it's not seeing my string key correctly.
Probably not. You may have to get a new one or redo it, because I've had that problem with Restream before. Let's see. Evie says, talking about PCs. A friend going to see me and handed me his PC, but I really know nothing. He'll do it.
I just can't remember how to get to the fucking string key.
YouTube it. That's what I did. I was never taught how to make computers. I YouTubed it. Jay's 2 cents, Linus Tech Tips, any tutorial, pretty much. So that's what I did. Everyone always asks me, how did you learn computers? YouTube and trial and error. I had 2 old computers from my mother and grandmother, and it was just trial and error. I always tell people, if you want to build a computer, get a cheap, shitty office computer and learn the basics. Because when you learn the basics, you'll have the confidence to work on a computer that's $3,000-$2,500. And
so this is what I was going to do with my next one, because literally I don't have enough money for a brand new gaming computer.
You and me both.
And a friend of mine, he said that, yeah. And a friend of mine just said he's just going to like capture card it or something. So you get like an office computer, which is actually quite high end, and then do some stuff. I haven't got a clue, but and just going to capture card it straight across, so it puts less pressure on this one. Because I can't play Water Warships, I can't play Rocket League anymore. I cannot do hardly anything on it anymore on this thing.
Well, you can do that. I've seen people...
Flight Sim is another one.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, I got to update both of mine. I haven't played in so damn long. But you can do that. I've seen people take high-end office computers, and all they really do is put a faster hard drive and a graphics card, and that's it.
That's what I think he wants to do.
Yeah, and you can do that. I wanted to do that like for a video for shits, but there's a YouTube channel called Toasty Bro, and they've already done that.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, they do. They actually own a PC company called PC Bros, and that's what they did. They took like a high-end HP computer, not a laptop, a computer, and all they did was slap in like an RTX 4090, and they said it worked great. And they said this was like less than $500. I'm like, you mean the computer is less than $500? The graphics card is like $5,000. You could buy a motorcycle with that kind of money.
See, look, I tried to change the CPU, that was the only issue with this PC, and I put it in, tried to turn it on, it just went grrr, and then it just shut off. It didn't even turn on. I was like, oh shit. I thought I fried something. I was like, it was that bad. I didn't even want to go. All I heard was just like that sound. We tried again, and then it was like, no. And then we tried thinking it was like the power cord. I fried the whole thing.
Right.
It was just trying to turn on, but it wasn't. I changed the CPU out and put the old one back in, and it turned on, luckily enough. I was like, oh, thank God for that. It was something to do with the CPU. I think I showed you the name of it, didn't I?
I don't remember, but I think I may know why it was doing that. When you put the CPU in, there's a little arrow on the actual chip itself. You have to line that up with the arrow on the CPU board. So when you put chip... Did you do that?
Yeah, we did that. We put the thermal paste back on as well.
Did you line up the arrows?
We found out which way the
arrows went.
Screws go back in.
Oh, the screws.
Yeah, and all that. And we tried to do all that. We put the arrow in the head, because sometimes you have to get the same type of board or something, like pins.
Oh, yeah.
To put it in. Yeah, we had the same pins. It fitted perfectly. And just didn't want to go.
Yeah, I actually noticed that you have to get the same generation as the motherboard. Like, if I wanted to put my motherboard is for first, second, third Ryzen generations. if I want to go, say, Ryzen 7 5th generation, same pin layout, same everything, it will fit, but it won't boot up. It has to be the same generation. And the newer AMDs, because mine is called AM4, where the new ones are called AM5. And
yeah, I tried to do an Intel. I think it was like an Intel 9 or something. 2
there's your
point
first
something.
problem. There's your first problem. Intel. I tried to do that with my sleeper build, and it wouldn't have any of it. Same generation.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I had the same problem, and it was. I don't care for Intel because on the board itself are the little pins, and when I was trying to, I don't know what the hell happened, but they were bent. So I sent it back to Amazon, brought back a new one. I put the processor in. It worked, but then it said, oh, the graphics card isn't updated. So I updated the graphics card, put it back in, gave me the same error. I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. So I went back to AMD. There's an AMD motherboard in that too. It's the same generation as this. So when I get my Ryzen 9 for this computer, the Ryzen 7 that's in this computer is going to go into my sleeper build. That way I can get that finally up and running after almost 2 years of building that thing. And the computer I have out there right now it's my grandmother's old computer. It's running Windows 10 right now. And it's an AMD A series, which was about the same time the first and second generation Ryzens were coming out. This is from like 2015. And I've been using this as a lifeboat computer. So
yeah, like I've got one downstairs, which is my parents, and they are like, wow, this one is just going even back more than Windows 10. It's like Windows 7. I know. And we haven't turned it on for ages, so I don't really know what's going to happen if you actually ever need it. Everything's through iPad at the moment.
So, if I remember correctly, the 2 computers that are downstairs, one is a 3rd generation i7. The other one is a 7th generation i7. Mine's the 9th generation i7. All 3.6 gigahertz. The only difference is in between the 3 of them is how the cores are set up.
right.
Logically. That's the only difference.
Now,
The
first
clock
off,
I'm
speed
on
is the
Windows
same.
10.
It's just the way that how the cores work are different in all 3 of them.
now, if you want to talk about old computers, I got all y'all beat. I have a computer. The Brick 2 over here is Windows XP from 2002.
I can go even further, but it's not actually a PC. It's more like a console, and I got the Atari.
I got a Sega Genesis over here in box. I'm not kidding. Let me show you.
Oh, mine's still in the shed.
Oh, I put mine on the shelf over here. My cat's trying to sleep. He has his paw over his eye. He's like, let me sleep, fucker. Listen, asshole, you wake me up at freaking 3 in the morning for food. Ow, my finger. Oh, God, this is dusty as hell. Yeah.
It's like a
yeah.
show and tell now. I need to actually go and find mine.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Genesis.
Complete inbox with the original receipt from 1994.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother. Ow, God, that hurt. I actually pinched my finger back there. But my brother used to be a janitor at our church back in Tampa, and he found this at a yard sale. Yep, everything's. Oh my God, I want to broadcast off of this. There's a way to do it, but I'm probably not gonna spend the money on it. But yeah, he said he found this complete in box, original receipt from 1992 or 94, and it was on a credit card, but it was the old carbon copy one, not the swipe. Because back then,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and we're like, holy shit, that's carbon copy. My brother goes, yeah, and it worked.
That's gonna worth something.
I don't think
If you actually do it, it probably will be worth something. If you had all the receipts, like especially the carbon copy ones, and put it all together like an antique, it should be fine.
Yeah, it'd be worth something if it was still wrapped in case, but if it was still wrapped. But
Right.
I also found out. Here's an interesting thing. I used to have, or my brother had, a Mountain Dew Edition Xbox Original, and
Okay.
he gave it to one of our best friends, what we consider a brother. Well, I went to the retro game store near me, and they had one in case. $600. That is, I took a picture of it, and my brother's like, "Oh," I said, "we need to get that back, man. That's gonna be worth something." He goes, "I don't know. I sent him a picture. He goes, "Are you serious?" I was like, "I told you." He goes, "Oh, we're gonna have to get that back from him." I'm like, "No shit, Sherlock." I was like, "You're the one talking to him."
I wonder what the excuse was. I wonder what the excuse would have been.
He just didn't want to do it until he saw it was $600. He goes, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "I told you this is a very rare console, and if you had the original controllers, which we did at one point, because we found it at not GameStop, but it was a company called Play and Trade, and they did sell a lot of old retro games. That's where I got a lot of the accessories for my original Xbox. That's where he found his. He found it in the bin for like $20. He bought it. We brought it home. We got it working. We cleared the hard drive, and he gave it to our best friend, and we never seen it in like over 20 years. Now it's like, you idiot! That could have been beer money for the next 2 years. Or in your case, 2 months.
I actually got given this weird looking Batmobile, but it's a telephone, and you actually have to plug it in, and it's actually used as a telephone.
Oh, I've heard of
and
those.
I looked at, yeah, I've still got it somewhere, but it's just like, I looked it up, and I was like, yeah, there's a little bit of profit, so I'm just gonna wait a bit longer to, yeah, it ramps up a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an old antique.
I might want to put this back.
But it's nothing compared to what you've done.
Oh, yeah, no. So, my brother is supposedly talking to our best friend because he got married in March of this year. He got married back in January. But since her parents were snowbirds, they were going to have another wedding. So, they got legally married in January. But they're going to get married. They got married again with all the family down in March. So, I got to talk to my brother. It's like, hey, did you get a hold of him? Because if not, I'm gonna rummage through his house and find that fucking thing.
If it's still there.
Oh, he says it's still there. He says he still has it. Last time I checked, he said I got it somewhere. It's in a storage unit somewhere. But
yeah, I'm gonna be surprised what I'm gonna find later on when I have to start putting stuff into boxes. I'm like, holy crap! I didn't know I had that. Holy crap! I didn't know I had that.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got. I know. Oh, I just found out last night, since for many of you who may not know, I'm a die-hard Sailor Moon fan. Just like I love Star Trek, Babylon 5, Azure Lane, I am a huge Moonie. That's the show that got me into anime. I found out there is a brewing company that has Sailor Moon beer. And
Alright.
and I can buy it. I don't know where this company's based out of. They are a craft brewery company. And I came across this on Reddit. It was on the Sailor Moon webpage, and they said, "Oh, check this out. I found some Sailor Moon beer." I'm like, you have my attention. And it was my favorite character, Sailor Jupiter. I'm like, oh, you have my attention. So
yeah, just hope you can actually get it into the
Oh,
States.
I can. I found a website.
Oh, is it actually in the States?
Yeah. There's a website.
Oh, you're lucky then.
There's a website right now that sells it, and I can buy it. I just gotta do some more digging on it. But I think they take PayPal. I hope they take PayPal, because that's what I've got. And I want to get it, because I want to get probably 2 packs. Because they come in a pack of 4 or a 24 pack, but the only problem is 24 pack is almost $100. Where a 4 pack is like 16. So I'm like, I may not like this beer, but fuck it.
We'll try it.
Yeah. They have different. They have This one is I think they said it was a lager type beer. Hang on. I have the picture of it. And then they also had, yeah, here it is. So it's called Power Boots Dry Hop Lager. And let's see. It's for Pink Boots Collection Day, whatever the hell that means. But from my understanding is that it's a special beer that comes out every year. Last year they had one with the Powerpuff Girls on it, and they called it Power Boots. And then the year before that was all the women from DC Comics, and they're different styles. One of them I think was an IPA.
I've seen something like that.
Yeah, I mean I love IPA.
I've seen somewhere with like I think it's Huel. I think it was like Huel or what was it? It was some sort of other thing, and they did a very style type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you give me 1 minute, guys, I gotta use the restroom. The coffee is going through me. So 1 minute, guys.
All right. Wings, how are you getting on?
Still trying to figure this out.
How far we got to?
Well, I've now Googled what the error message is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming what it is now is Nvidia did an update recently and it fucked stuff up or whatever. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Because it looked like I don't know. I didn't show my screen and show you one. Well, I can show you at least.
Came back.
Well, I can at least show you what Google, says.
Alright, hang on. Where is it? Alright. So, we've just changed screens at the moment, guys. An error code, please check your streaming and settings. Alright. So yeah, it's definitely what I thought it was. Did you try the settings what I put? Oh yeah, mine's OBS though, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's Streamlabs OBS. I think you have to pay to use regular OBS.
Yeah. OBS is, well, I was going to say you should have gone with OBS, but of you who had Streamlabs, yeah. Note that using 24 might impact CPU, especially during gaming. If you're using AMD, select AMD or hardware encoder.
I don't use AMD. I have an Intel processor, so that's not really helpful.
Hmm. That's strange. Very strange. Captain Eevee because he fell in the toilet again. Yeah. I'm strong. I can keep hold of it. I don't know how old he is, but I'm going to say.
The OBS support shows up in results, so... Let's see how to fix this.
You might be able to do those in that settings, but obviously it's Streamlabs. I haven't used Streamlabs for years, so I have no idea how it looks.
Yeah, I don't know why this is having an issue now, because 2 months back when I streamed, everything worked fine. Everything's always worked fine, and now for some fucked up reason, it doesn't want to work. And I've never changed any of my settings. I've kept everything the way it is since, since I downloaded the thing, and it's now doing this shit.
It might be an update. I don't know.
I've kept this regular updated.
That's weird. Eevee, this is a very long time he's gone, isn't it? He's just decided to like, yeah, I'm left.
Yeah, so at this point, I don't know what it is. And it kind of sucks because it means I can't stream whatsoever.
Yeah, it's weird. Very weird.
Yeah,
Might
and
just- I think it's just so is it like not streaming at all? It just doesn't want to go.
No, it will not. And every time I hit the go live button and confirm everything, it just comes up with that error message.
The only thing I could think of is just later on. Just like after the stream, we can have a look and put your Streamlabs up and have a look. Because that's the only thing I could think of right now.
Okay, so I'm
Or else,
changing. I
you know,
changed to a different encoder, and now it just gave me a streaming error. So I'm trying to see if, changing the encoder is what the issue is. Unknown Twitch error, failed to update platform settings. So that encoder doesn't work. Yeah, I know the software one doesn't work because it never works. Which is why I've always used the Nvidia encoder, because that one's the one that's always worked.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, tell me about it. When I first started using Streamlabs, I had to get people to come and help me because I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, I see your pain right now.
Yeah, I don't know. And I haven't changed anything. I keep everything at,
Nice. Oh God, he's back.
All I heard was, "Oh God, he's back."
Oh, we've just been ripping you apart, by the way, me and Evie.
What else is new?
Yeah, and I can't figure out what's causing it where I can't stream.
Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious what he says. And he died.
He died and he never came back.
So,
Evie, you're safe in this stream. Stay in this stream. Don't jump to his. Just stay here.
So at this point, we'll fuck with it later to try and figure it out off camera. So the next time we do the podcast, I should be able to stream it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, guys.
To me, it seems like an encoder thing. That's what it looks like.
Because I'm thinking if you set it up to just copy either Rich or mine on our encoder, on our OBS, that might be able to fix it. Because I haven't had a problem.
But he has Streamlabs. He has Streamlabs, though, not OBS.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't remember how to... Or he can try to copy ours and see if that does the trick.
Try to, yeah.
Yeah, because it shouldn't really matter if it's Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever. It should be the same encoding program. Or at least the same type of encoder.
Tucker is hunting me down. He's at the moment, you're safe. His arms are crossed and he's good.
Right now, my stomach is pissed off because of the coffee I had, so it's...
Passion. Passion.
But when I'm thinking about it, what was it for? Sea of Thieves. They supposedly added like a new. Oh, they added a like a kind of like a tall tale, but it's missions for oh shit, I forgot the name of it. For Flameheart, and
okay.
Now, when you go after those Reaper's chests, you can now open them. Have a chance to open them. And supposedly they said if you go do a quest for the Reaper's Bones, you will have a chance to run into a skelly that you have to unbury, and they will serve you. They're part of an old faction
That's
called they said they were part of a faction called the Cross and Bones. They serve Flameheart, and if you free them from the sands, they'll serve you. They'll carry your stuff. They'll fight for you. They will. I don't know if they'll repair your ship. I wouldn't be surprised because that'd be fan-fucking-tastic. All the time.
Well, especially I was about to tell you in a minute. Yeah. I'll wait until you're finished. I'll tell you in a minute.
All right. Let's see. They also have a portable cannon now called the Cannon of Rage. But the thing is,
What,
you
you
have
like
to
carrying it like one of these?
Yeah. And you can set it up on your ship. They did one where they were on a galleon and they had it on either the nose, the bow, or they set it up on the stern while you're fighting. And they said
That's good.
Oh, what the fuck?
he did it.
No,
that
this
way.
is.
On yours it's that way. Mine is that way.
But
I know I know you guys are streaming, but this
cool.
you guys need to see.
What happened?
oh god.
This is.
But going to the Sea of Thieves thing as well is absolutely hilarious. I defended off the Kraken.
So there's this on YouTube channel and whatever that is two lawyers and whatever, and they react to certain videos that they see on the internet. So this is a reaction of a lawyer reacting to this clip.
I feel like I'm gonna probably get in trouble for this.
No, you probably
But I
won't.
can't hear it anyway.
I can only hear a little bit of it.
I can't hear it.
Being followed by the other driver that you see in the video. And when the two finally came to a stop side by side, they exchanged words between each other, and then the driver used their piece. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are being followed by another driver, that's perfectly legal. Courts have ruled that you have zero expectation.
Is that pepper spray?
Yep.
Yeah.
POV driver alleging that she was in fear of injury is not reasonable. Not only that, but when they did see each other, they were exchanging words. There was nothing the other driver did to threaten the POV driver besides recording her on some sort of FaceTime like call. It would make this POV driver guilty because self-defense was not just
Yeah, I have to agree with
Yeah.
that. From
I can vaguely hear it, but
Yeah, so what it sounds like to me is that they were having a bit of a verbal altercation. The one filming said she was in fear of her life, so she pepper sprayed her and said it was self-defense. From a law enforcement standpoint, I mean, I'm not a law enforcement officer. However, I work in a police department with a lot of police officers. Honestly, if I was the officer and I had to charge someone, I would be charging the person who pepper sprayed that person. Because that lawyer was right. The person who was videotaping it and pepper spraying them, that's not self-defense. If you are in fear
No.
of your life, if someone says, I'm going to kick your ass, and they get out with a crowbar or some sort of weapon, says, I'm going to kick your ass, yeah.
In
that-
Minecraft, just to clarify, yes, YouTube doesn't like certain things, but
Okay.
so in terms of, so if you say like figure of speech of, kick somebody's ass, say in Minecraft afterwards, just to be on the safe side, because YouTube sometimes doesn't like that stuff.
They don't like a lot of things, apparently. And I'm broadcasting
No,
off of them.
That's the only thing. The only reason why I mention that is because when watching, Locale Live, when they mention, kicking somebody's ass or, say
Anything to do
take
with some
someone's
sort of violence.
life or
Yeah.
anything that has to do with violence, say Minecraft afterwards, because then YouTube's algorithm will see it as not an actual threat.
Right, and that
but
makes,
the bot anyway.
Yeah, the bot, yeah. And that makes that makes sense. Considering, I mean, like I said, if someone makes some sort of threat towards that to cause bodily harm, and like say that the driver that was recording and they did the pepper spraying, they had no right. I mean, then again, we're only seeing a piece of the incident, so we don't know the whole
Exactly.
story. Hang on, I'll be right back. Door went off.
Yeah,
That'd be so funny if his chair, his shorts got caught on the door.
Well-
Because he clipped that door very hard. I saw on the way out.
I have to agree with Tucker on that. With, you know, everything he says about that clip and everything.
Yeah. I was reading the subtitles, but yeah.
Well,
For some reason I wasn't able to hear. I think it's because my settings is set a bit different.
it could be that you're if you click on the my window, you know, the screen share,
I did do that.
I think there's somewhere where you're able to check if your audio's on in Discord. Yeah, sometimes that could be the issue, is that you don't have your audio for screen shares turned on in Discord in itself.
Yes,
But
Evie, you're
that's-
safe. Oh, shit.
But that's the other thing that I'm not really kind of concerned about. If we do get hit for, you know, copyright for videos, then we know, you know, hey, we avoid, you know, this channel because they'll hit us for that. A channel like this, I don't think would hit us for, you know, a copyrighted clip because they're reacting to a clip, so they want, you know, the public opinion of people seeing that clip and what their opinion is. So I don't think we would get hit. So that's why I'm bringing that up, just to clarify that.
Yeah, what it is just watching it,
Yeah,
like reacting.
yeah. And I do get that, you know, a lot of reaction YouTube channels don't make money because of the fact that of copyright strikes and everything else. I do get that point of view, but it depends on the content. If
Yeah.
it's, you know, if it's another YouTuber or podcast like the Local Live universe, Keemstar doesn't care if, you know, you watch clips or post clips from Local Live on your own channel, because he likes seeing the outreach, he likes seeing people's reactions and stuff like that, so he never goes after those people. Same thing with the drama lord stuff. He never goes after people for reacting to drama lord stuff.
Well, yeah, because it's just, yeah, you're just reacting at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's
So
nothing really a problem.
So realistically, I could show you guys a couple Local Live clips from their stream the other day if I really wanted to. Yes, I know we can get away with it.
True. Yeah. Evie, yeah, he's definitely not coming back.
Yes, there are a few clips that I want to show from their stream the other day, because Boogie had to do a garage sale. So there was some funny moments, to say the least, that got clipped. I just don't know if all of it got clipped. Yes, there was one where Kim said something to a woman and she heard it, and Kim didn't realize that she was pregnant. So it was really fucking funny. It was really funny, and also really embarrassed the hell out of Kim, because and it's not very easy to embarrass Keemstar that easily. So there's clips and stuff that I have to find and everything, so I'm gonna temporarily close this.
Alright, I need to give you that back, by the way, Evie, because I do not have a drink on me right now. So I apologize. Is any actual mods in chat right now? You could give that back to him or Evie. Ah, there it is. There you go.
I think I actually might be able to find the code up.
We're good. I got it. There we go. Oh god. Apparently we are unstable. I know. But, you know, I just like to give you extra points back. You could do the boop, by the way, Evie. Just do exclamation boop. It's quite cool. But yeah. So, it'll be good. I think I need to get back into the Azure lane, though. I do need to. Do you play that, Wings?
What's up?
Do you play Azure lane or anything like that?
No, I don't do any anime games. I'm not an anime guy.
Yeah. You're just the sound guy for us. I do know.
I've never been an anime guy because, in my opinion, it's one of the biggest things that drives me up a wall of anime is the way that they do the female characters and that stuff. I just can't stand that stuff. Because I can't stand it in films either. Any scene that, is, sexualizing a woman and not showing off who she is as a person, that's the type of stuff that drives me up a wall.
Okay. So are you like a Doctor Who fan then, or something as well? Because they did do some cartoony style, the recent one anyway.
What, Doctor Who?
Let's put it.
Yeah, the new one, the recent one.
You know how in Family Guy, Gwen Quagmire is always written where he looks at women as an object and not a person. That's what I can't stand about, certain animes is they kind of lean towards that instead of, writing the character as a human being.
What, cartoons or animes? Because I know some animes... sorry, I'm out of breath. The package I had bringing was heavy. So I'm a little winded right now. I had to fight 3 dogs just to try to get it out of the way. That's why I had to shut the door.
The point that I'm making, Tucker, is the reason why I don't watch anime and that stuff, and the reason why I hate Quagmire on Family Guy so much is I hate when entertainment over-sexualizes women.
Well, I agree, and with animes, it's kind of a two-part. It's like I got no other way to describe it other than 2 parts, is a lot of times they do over-sexualize women. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There have been some characters who had some watermelon-sized... some watermelons. I'm not going to lie, but that's like, holy shit, that's unrealistic. And
it is a bit over there.
Yeah, and the reason why, and I'm going to quote Yostar from this, the guys who made Azure Lane, is we will sell it, people will buy it. There's a lot of people who like big boobies in animes. They will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on that. It's the old adage, sex sells. That's basically why. I mean, I don't agree with it. With me, I mean, I like animes through and through for the story. There's a lot of good ones. Like Free Rents Beyond Journey's End. That's a good one. It's probably one of my favorites next to Azure Lane. However, there are a lot of characters like in Fairy Tail. I love Fairy Tail. But they make a lot of their male characters 6-pack abs. I mean, I've got a 6-pack of beer abs. I mean, I mean, I love the character Gray Fullbuster, the ice making wizard. Love him to death. He's one of my favorite characters. But he's got a 6-pack ab. It's like, bro, I can't even pull that off. But
Evie says as well. Captain Evie says, to me, I like it, and that I agree with is happening on Triple Z, Triple Z, and Genshin Impact fans will get mad either way.
Yeah, exactly. And that is because, again, the adage goes, sex sells. I mean, Lisa from Genshin Impact, I love the character, I love the development, I love the voice actress of her, and they made her, a big-breasted, curvy woman, which, I like it. However, realistic standpoint, in my opinion, I like a woman that's healthy. I don't care how big or small her breasts are. It's about the heart and personality.
Realism.
Yeah, exactly.
And a good story, that's what Evie said as well.
The reason why in the 23 years that I've been alive that I've never had a girlfriend is because, for me personally, I look for somebody who they are as a person. Looks don't mean anything to me.
Exactly. I'm like that too. Yeah, I'm like that too. With me, I want to be attracted to the person, not just appearance-wise, but personality-wise. I don't want to be attracted to a person that has great personality but looks like a train wreck. But I want to be attracted to a person I'm attracted to at the same time, but mostly their personality. I mean, I don't care, like I said, most guys focus on women's breast. Most guys do that. Not all of them, but most of us.
That's why there's the question that a lot of guys in groups ask, are you a tech guy or an ass guy?
Yeah, I've heard that too. Personally, whenever they do that, I'm like, I'm a personality guy. I mean,
that's what I say as well.
Yeah,
I say the same answer too.
I've dated a woman with big breasts and a big ass. I dated a woman that was as thin as my arm. Both of them ended up cheating on me for some odd reason, but I want to be with a woman for her personality, not just her appearance.
Yeah, and
that's the way.
Yeah. I mean, I want to... Go ahead, Wing. Sorry.
Yeah, it's, that's the main thing is, a lot of people forget that when you look at life and you look at reality, the reality is a girl is interested in a guy that is interested in them for who they are as a person. A lot of guys forget that.
Unless you live in South Florida, then it's... All right, who's the booty call this week?
And or that you're living in Vegas and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That sounds like South Florida too. That sounds like Lauderdale. Yeah, that was. But yeah, go ahead, Wing. Sorry.
But that's the whole thing. Is there's that aspect to it, and I love movies and video games and even songs that do a lot of storytelling. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But the reality is I hate certain things about the industries. Their portrayal, perfect example is that when NCIS New Orleans was on air, after the second season, an actress was fired because of her appearance, because the producer thought that she wasn't sexy enough.
Oh, we're going down that route, huh?
So what ended up happening is CBS heard about this. That producer got fired.
Well, rightfully so.
Flat out fired. because of that appearance. The whole, Michael Bay and Megan Fox thing, of her coming out and saying that Michael Bay is sexist and whatever. The reality is Michael Bay as a director working on a movie like Transformers knows that the audience is heavily male-based.
Right.
So because of that, he was following what would be the best for viewership. So in the opening of the third Transformers movie, which is the reason why Megan Fox walked out, as we all know, is the girl walking upstairs in underwear and a dress shirt and going and talking to Sam. That whole scene was the reason why Megan Fox quit Transformers completely after the second movie.
I was wondering about that, but that makes a whole lot of sense.
It's because she felt that scene was too sexist. But in reality, when you look at, the ratings of male versus female of the Transformers franchise, it's heavily male-based. So Michael Bay knew that at the time, which is what brought, that scene.
Right.
It's because he was catering to the male audience. It's the same thing with the whole line in the Fast and the Furious movies of where they say, did he slap that ass or did he grab it and hold it? It's the whole concept of that sexuality thing.
Right, and I could say the same thing about, now I've never seen the Twilight series, but from what I've seen, it's that franchise, even 50 Shades of Grey, you don't even need to read the books or watch the movies. You can tell that shit.
You know what's going on. Yeah.
Exactly. That is predominantly that's marketed towards women. So it goes both ways.
Do you know what? That is like mediocre to, I don't know if it's going to get you banned, but it begins with a P and ends with ography. Nick Close of 50 Shades. I feel that's how much. I think I downloaded the wrong movie.
Well,
pretty much, yeah.
That's the other thing, too, is
I watched the first 5 minutes of it. I was like, yeah, nope.
What? Wrong movie. Don't show it to the kids.
Yeah. Evie says as well, Caesar was the one broke other people's, because there were other people want Caesar to be other way, but she showed everyone she's straight on Triple Z. And I hate when people are assuming and want fake characters for their way. That's what Evie says.
I have to agree with him on that. I've seen that a lot, especially on Reddit. I'm going to use Azure Lane here for an example. They use a lot of characters in there. Like, say, they make the characters Belfast and Enterprise, they make them lesbians, when really they're not. Now, we don't know if they're straight, but at the same time, the commander on the video game is presumably a male. We don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. But at the same time, when you make a character that's supposed to be straight, but you make them towards the LGBT, I mean, listen, I've got nothing against the LGBT. Okay, let's just make that clear. I've got nothing against them. However, when you take a character, like a better example would be Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Those two ladies were not lesbians, not even close. They were originally straight, but when the Harley Quinn series came out, they made them lesbians. And they were going to do the same thing. It's coming the
same with Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, Doctor Who is different. Doctor Who is different. And I'll get to that.
I like where they're going with it, but gets...
Well, with Doctor Who...
It gets too much, you know what I mean? It gets in your face type thing.
With Doctor Who, in my opinion, he's that kind of character, or it's that kind of character where it's a blank slate. When it regenerates, it'll be whatever. Where Doctor Who was originally the sign of nobody knows what their identity is. You don't know if it's a male or a female. They proved that with the first 12 Doctors, then the 13th became a woman. Now they're on the 14th or 15th, I don't remember, being a black gay man.
15th.
15th, yeah, that's right, because Tennant was the 10th and 14th. Yeah. So that's the one time I could say that gets a pass, because that character was designed to have its own personality, to regenerate to whatever sex it wants, whatever gender it wants, whatever race it wants. It has that sort of mechanics, and it flows. Nobody questions it. However, movies like, say, Wonder Woman or The Little Mermaid, where they try to make Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, a lesbian when she was originally designed in the 30s and 40s as a straight woman, so we think, I don't know. Or even The Little Mermaid, that was originally a white woman, not a black woman. You don't do that. You don't mess with continuity. However, my opinion is if you have, say, a brand new character, like, say, for instance, my original character, the USS Florida. I made her the way I wanted to. I mean, she could be bisexual, she could be lesbian, she could be straight. That's fine. Nobody questions it because it's a new character. If they want a new superhero, go make one. Don't take something that's been around for over 100 years or 50 years, that's been established in the market, that's been established in these communities, and twist it for your own benefit. If you want your own character, go make one. Don't take something like, say, don't make Superman gay. Okay, I'm just using that as an example. Even though sorry, I'm going on a tangent here.
No, it's fine. I was just about to say, because one of the things with the Doctor Who thing is, in the past, spoilers by the way, if anybody's actually hasn't watched it yet,
I haven't been
actually
caught up.
married. He's actually married. I'm not going to say how, where, and what, because, spoilers. But he's actually married. And, so, like, I like their swing of it. But if you go back in the past, he's actually married.
Right, yeah, he did have a
So
family.
how
He
the
was
hell
married.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a loophole. It's like he was married, he had a child, and now he doesn't anymore in this new continuity. I mean, that's understandable.
Because they're trying to keep up with it.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up with the times, and I understand that. But like I said, Doctor Who has that sort of mechanic where they can do that. Like Star Trek, for instance. Bigger example. Star Trek, the original series, the character Sulu, Hikaru Sulu, played by the legendary George Takei. George Takei we all know, is a gay man. The character, Hikaru Sulu, is not. So when the 2000 I don't know which one it was, I think it was Star Trek Beyond, the third one that J.J. Abrams did, they made Hikaru Sulu gay and have a daughter. That pissed off George Takei so badly. He said, I know they did it to try to pay homage to me, but they offended me at the same time. Because the character Hikaru Sulu is a straight man, not a gay guy. He has a daughter named Demora, who was originally featured in Star Trek Generations in 1994, but they made him gay. That pissed off the fan base something fierce. It's like
See, and that's the one problem with the entertainment industry is, they try and stay relevant with everything that's going on in the world,
which
but
is
at the same
understandable.
time, when you have, series like Star Wars, Star Trek, Transformers, even NCIS, for example, because of how long the continuity is, you have to kind of follow that. And the moment you screw it up, you piss off fans very easily just by doing that. Because, for example, one of the things with NCIS that they've done since Mark Harmon's been off the show is they keep the Giz rules relevant on the show. They reference them still.
Right.
They still make the lead character of the show that started it all relevant on the show, even though he's not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
And one of the things that they did in a recent episode is that McGee has pulled 3 straight all-nighters. So they've shown, what can happen of, going 3 days straight up pulling all-nighters, of what it does psychologically to your head.
Right, and that makes sense.
So one of the things that they showed off was McGee having a dream where he's dressed like his former boss Gibbs, wearing the USMC sweatshirt, jeans, his watch, his father's, dog tag on the wrist. In gets his basement. There's a boat in the basement. The name of the boat is named Tim. And then at first Mickey thinks it's Gibbs coming down in the basement, but turns out it's the deputy director. And then he gets shot, wakes up at his desk. It's the whole scene. So it's a whole dream in his head. And it's just like, what the hell? And it's, but it brings that continuity of, even though Gibbs is not on the show anymore, here's a way to keep him relevant. So if Mark Harmon decides to make an appearance again, the character's still relevant in continuity.
Yeah, and I noticed that not just there, but Babylon 5. Like I said earlier, I'm rewatching the whole franchise again. And there was a character from season 1. His name is Commander Jeffrey Sinclair. And what happened was, after season 1, he never came back. And it was because, if I remember the story correctly, he was facing, he had psychological issues. He had schizophrenia, paranoia. And which made it very difficult for him to work with other people. I mean, people said he was, from what I've been told, when he didn't have his episodes, I think they said he was cool, but otherwise he was almost impossible to work with because of that schizophrenia, paranoia. But he was such an intricate role in Babylon 5 that when season 2 came around and they replaced him with Captain Sheridan, that nobody knew what happened. So they just wrote him off, said, hey, he's getting transferred to another planet as an ambassador. But they started bringing him back, saying, hey, here's this character. He's got a message from Jeffrey Sinclair. And they show the actor again for one scene saying, hello, friend. I'm sorry I left. I can't explain why. Trust me on this. And they do that throughout the series. They try to keep him and other characters included in case they wanted to come back, like what you said with NCIS. I've heard that from a lot of shows. And from a producer standpoint, that's brilliant. Leave the door open. If somebody leaves, leave the door open for them in case they want to come back, like Ziva David. She left, and now she's back.
She's...
Yeah, that's
she was
another...
good, she was funny.
Oh, she was
well.
Yeah, So, here's the backstory on why Cody DePaulo actually left it after her 8-year run originally. The reason why she left was because she felt that the writers weren't writing her character the way that she felt the character should be portrayed.
Right.
So because of that writer disagreement, that's why she left.
That makes sense.
Oh God.
Michael Udderly, the reason why he left was because he had, what some would say would be the actor's version of writer's strike. Or writer's block or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He felt bored of playing the character. So that's why Michael left. So when they wrote Michael's accident in season 13 of, Ziva, being dead, and they have a daughter named Tali, which is named after Ziva's sister.
Yep, I remember.
That whole plot line gave them the opportunity of, what if Ziva didn't actually die, she faked her death because something else was going on that no one knew about. That's how they were able to bring her back in season 17 at the time, if I remember correctly.
That would make sense, and I know a lot of people would see that as a bit of a dick move, because if, like, for instance, I'm going to go back to Babylon 5. Near the end of season 4, the character Susa Ivanova, she's the commander of Babylon 5. They were going to kill her off because the actress had enough. But instead, at the last second, instead of killing her, she was involved in an accident or a self-sacrifice that backfired. Instead of killing her off, they killed off another character who wanted to stay. But at the last
That's
second.
a dick move.
Yeah, that's a dick move. He goes, I wanted to stay. But they said she wanted to come back, so we're killing you off instead of her. And we're going to give her PTSD and saying, oh, why me? I should have died, not him. But it's just like...
Yeah.
I get that point of view, but when they brought her back and everything, it opened up the door for, as we all know, in the fall of this year, it is official that the 10 episodes that have been filmed for NCIS Tony and Ziva will be released to Paramount Plus.
Oh, I did hear about that. I've got Paramount Plus. I heard about that.
So that's going to be an interesting thing in itself. So the whole reason why this kind of came up of them doing the whole spinoff, from what I gathered, is when David McCallum passed away, they did an episode for him in season 22. Either season 21 or 22, I can't remember offhand.
One of them.
At the end of that episode, Michael Emily reappears for the first time since season 13 on the show as Anthony Donoso. And of course, Michael Emily being Michael Emily, obviously his, spec to Brian Deanson's character, Jimmy Palmer, was to pay homage to Ducky. So he was telling a story about, that Ducky told him about tying a bow tie. So it was a very good scene and everything. And McGee walks in and says, hey, we're going to be late to the funeral. And, of course, Michael being Michael goes, take, boom, McCurdy. So it's just like, it hasn't changed. Their flow hasn't changed. So, so after that whole thing, people, have been wanting, Tony and Ziva back for so long because they wanted, to see them reunite. They want to see how they're racing Tali and everything. Right. So when Michael decided to go back and do that cameo appearance after Bowl, which, as we all know, was a show that Michael Emily did on CBS, which was based on a character that did trial science. So he, took cases of individuals that were wrongly accused of a crime and used trial science to form a jury that shows that this person was innocent.
I was wondering about that series.
So it's a very interesting show how they did that, and Michael did that for a few years before, they ended that, and then he came back for that cameo appearance, and now they decided to, bring these characters back because both Michael and Cody DePablo both agree that they love playing the characters. It's just when she left originally was because of, she felt the writing wasn't right for the character anymore. Michael left because he was bored of playing the character for 13 years.
Well, right, and that's understandable. I mean, you want to do something else as an actor. You don't want to get typecast or get stuck in a permanent role of one character. And a lot of Trekkies had a lot of actors from Star Trek had that same problem. The bigger one would be child stars. They had it horribly.
Well, if you look at it throughout the NCIS universe, from all the spin-offs and everything, Sarah Alexander, after 2 seasons, left the show. She actually told the writers to kill off her character. That is actually a true story. So her being shot in the head from Aerie at the end of season 2, spoiler alert, which even though it's 20 years ago when that episode appeared.
Oh God, has it been that long?
Yes, it has been that long.
I remember that. God, I think that was when I graduated high school. Oh God, I'm not that old. I graduated in 08. We ain't there yet, but we're getting there.
But so when that whole thing, Cody came in, had an 8-year run on the show. Then Emily Wickersham came in. She was on the show for 8 years. The reason why she left is actually because she found out that she was pregnant towards the end of filming and towards the end of her contract. And because of the writing of her character, it wouldn't work. So they would have to, if she stayed on the show, they would have to do something like they did with Danielle Rooster on NCIS LA when she was pregnant, where she had some type of, incident where she was hospitalized for a certain period of time.
Right.
So that's why she left. The only character or the only actress that has survived 15 years in the franchise was Polly Pratt.
Yeah.
No other actress has gone as long as Polly Pratt has gone in the franchise.
Yeah, didn't she leave about a couple years back?
She left in season 15. Now, here's the backstory of why she left. There was an incident that happened on set. The caretaker of Mark Harmon's dog had certain rules to follow.
Oh,
He
I
didn't
remember this.
follow those said rules, and apparently the dog attacked somebody on set. Polly Pratt was not thrilled with the situation, so she asked permanently to not film scenes with Mark Harmon anymore. So all the scenes after that incident were edited together of them being on screen together. But in reality, they shot the scenes separately
Right.
after that incident. And because of, everything, and because Polly didn't feel safe on set anymore because of Mark's dog, at least from speculation, the show ultimately wrote her out. So they made a deal behind the scenes where they gave her, a certain settlement of money after her contract ended to, walk away without, any legal disputes.
Right, that would make sense. Try to do it peacefully without any other incidents.
It's the same story of the actual creator of NCIS, Donald Belisario. Everyone knows that him and Mark Harmon, during the beginning stages of the show 20 years ago, were not getting along very well. Everyone knows it. And it was because they were working anywhere from 12 to 16-hour film days. And Mark Harmon, being a family man, wanted to make sure he had time in his schedule to spend time with his family.
Makes sense.
So that was one of the many arguments, was hours of filming. The other argument was the fact of writing a love interest for kids. Mark Harmon didn't want to do a love interest unless it was with his wife, Pam Dahlberg.
Again, makes sense. I respect that. And
So-
damn, Rich, that keyboard is loud. I can hear that.
Yeah, we heard that, obviously. But, so, because of that, they had an
Probably
argument.
because my
and then-
microphone's right nearby, that's why.
That'll
So,
do it.
So they kept having arguments and bickering and everything else. So when Mark's contract came up at the end of season 3, Mark looked at CBS and said, it's either him or me. That's why the cliffhanger of season 3 was written the way it was.
Mm.
Where Gibbs leaves the team, goes to Mexico, and meets up with friends. As they were writing it in case Mark Harmon walked fully from the show. But in the time frame of, the end of season 3 filming to beginning of season 4 filming, they noticed, the ratings. Fans weren't kind of happy. They saw the speculation of the fans of whether Mark was staying on the show or not at the time. So Mark ended up staying on the show, but they noticed the first episode of season 4, they had a massive ratings drop.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So after that ratings drop, that's when Donald Belisario was actually removed from creative control and anything to do with the NCIS project from CBS.
Gotcha.
He was completely removed from it. He ultimately, a few years later, when NCIS LA started, went after CBS because his contract stated that he was supposed to be a part of that project. So CBS ended up paying him a sum of money to shut him up, and also gave him executive producer credit on the original NCIS, as well as creative credit.
Mm.
But he has no affiliation with the show whatsoever, and hasn't since season 4. So that's the major backstory behind that.
All right. Well, you learn something new every day.
That is true.
While I'm thinking about it, changing topics a little bit, since we got a incredibly highly detailed backstory of NCIS, which is there's nothing wrong with it. It's my mother used to watch NCIS until she got
I only
bored.
saw like little clips, so some of it I got lost about. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So
Yeah.
I only knew some of it.
No,
And I'm
but
like,
we were
okay.
in the whole topic of, the entertainment industry and how certain things work, and, that's why I kind of brought some of that up.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. You're all good. But speaking of that, for people who don't know, I do cosplays as well. I go to Comic-Cons, I dress up in costumes. I'm a part of a cosplay group called Delta Fleet, which is a Star Trek cosplay group. And we go to a Comic-Con convention every year in South Florida, in West Palm Beach, called UltraCon of South Florida. And this year, if any of you have ever seen the show Ed, Edd and Eddy from the early to mid 2000s, well, I'm happy to tell you that they are coming. The cast of Ed, Edd and Eddy is coming to UltraCon of South Florida. Almost the entire cast. There's like 1 or 2 people that aren't here yet. And I'm super excited for this because I grew up to that show when I was a kid. And while I'm thinking about it, if you haven't seen it, there's a place you can watch every episode, including the movies. It's on watchcartoonsonly.com. I'm not sponsored by them, but I use their resources a lot, especially for Azure Lane. Because Crunchyroll only has Azure Lane, the anime. They don't have the second season, which was slow ahead. And they don't have the OVAs, or the specials. So I use them for that. I use them for a lot of other animes and TV shows like Time Squad, the Transformers franchise. But I'm actually very excited because I'm going to have to watch Ed, Edd and Eddy again just so I can, when I talk to the actors, I can say, yeah, I remember this scene, Eddie doing this, this, and this. I haven't watched Ed, Edd and Eddy for like 10 years. And I had to rewatch it.
So one of the other things I wanted to mention is, one of the things a lot of people forget about the gaming industry is back many years ago, voice acting, back in when the PS1, PS2 era, that was actual voice acting.
Right.
PS3 to now has been known as, was originally motion capture, now it's performance capture, is what it's now called.
Yeah.
What a lot of people forget is performance capture stuff is actual actors that play the characters actually doing all the movements.
Yeah.
So perfect example, if I was to
Horizon Zero Dawn is one of them, I think.
Yeah. There was one of the games that has Lady Demetrius. Or Demetrius.
I know the one.
Yeah, that's performance capture.
Yeah.
And Star Wars the Clone, not Star Wars the Clone Wars. It was only the fight scene at the newest season. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's gonna bug me now because I know the one.
Yeah, it was something.
It's a horror game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
not Resident
Evil. Yeah, Resident Evil 7.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
The Village.
Go.
Yeah, I think it was The Village. That was the one with Lady Demetrius. That was all performance capture, like what he was saying. The Call of Duty franchise, I think from Advanced Warfare on forward, was performance capture. Splinter Cell, Blacklist, the very last Splinter Cell game that came out in 2010, that's when they started doing performance capture. when I was
So
what's up?
here, I'll show you guys an example, so that way the audience,
This will probably be
people
the last one
watching.
before I have to make a move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to as well because I'm getting hungry. I didn't have lunch.
So this is what I'm talking about. So this stuff is actual footage from, you know, when Uncharted 3 was made back in 2011.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the actual, you know, cutscene. This is, you know, Noah North, Richard McGonigal, and whoever that
Whoever.
actor is. I can't remember
Whoever,
what his
some
name
random
was.
guy.
But
Yeah.
this is when they were filming this stuff.
I'm sorry, Nathan. It seems you've been removed from the equation.
Alright, audio. T-pose for dominance.
Yeah. To
Yep.
calibrate everything in it.
Yeah.
Yes, because the cameras that you see behind them like this one, even though it's kind of blurry,
Yeah.
they're
yeah,
what's known as infrared cameras.
Yeah, they did that for LA Noir.
So, how infrared cameras work is the white balls that you see on their suits act as sensors.
Yeah, it tracks their movement.
So, because of that, it tracks, you know, all their arm movements, leg movements, feet movements, everything. Games have gotten so advanced compared to this game, which, as we know, was over 10 years ago when it was made. Games now, actors have to wear helmets now with cameras, and they have all these dots on their face.
Mhm.
Those cameras are actually capturing all their facial movements.
Yep,
So
I've heard of
games
that.
now capture all the actors' facial movements, body movements. So when people mention the word voice acting, reality is the actors are only in the booth for about 200 hours. And
Yeah.
that's only for gameplay footage.
And streamers are coming that way now as well. If you want to mention it, I'm gonna
VTubers.
mention one streamer. The Code Miko is one of them. Code Miko was the first one, and I think I'm not 100% sure, and it's just spread. I've
Yeah.
watched Code Miko, and she's like one of the highest ones because she has like proper high end.
She's one of the first ones. Philly, and it's also another one too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
because she has that proper high end quality software, and you can like make anything. She's now made like a little like mini game for herself where she can VTube and go into the whole world and get other streamers in and literally anything.
So, you know, because you brought up the whole con thing, Tucker, this is why I'm bringing this up. If you walk up to an actor in a video game, don't call him a voice actor because a lot of them do not like being called voice actors. They prefer being called actors.
yeah, I've heard of that. I never call them voice actors to their face. I always call them by their name. I address them by their name.
Exactly. So, perfect example would be, you know, Ned Luke, who did Michael in GTA 5. Every time he has had a question that he says, you know, when someone mentions the word voice acting, he constantly reminds those people, we're not voice actors, we're actual actors. We actually did all the work on our characters.
And honestly, I mean, I understand from his point of view. At the same time, there's a lot of people who may not know the intricacies of this, like what we know. They may not
Yeah,
know
the making.
that. Yeah, they just think that there's a lot of like people from the old video game days where you would have graphic designers, you would have people do the motions themselves, and then have a voice actor record behind them. They may not realize that now they're doing motion capture, performance captures. They're doing this now. So it's
Yeah.
I've got very dark in here.
yeah.
Well, but here's the thing. A game like Saints Row, for example, yes, the characters were motion captured and everything else, but the actual actors did all the work in the booth. They actually never did any of the performance capture. Saints Row is one of those examples that doesn't apply. Most games, especially, like Red Dead Redemption 2, 5 years of performance capture filming was done before it actually released.
Right, yeah, I remember that.
GTA 6, we have no clue how long they've been working
Whatever,
on
that's
behind
gonna
the scenes.
show up.
I cannot wait for that to turn up, though.
As far as we know, GTA 6 is coming out May of next year.
They're probably gonna push it to the following year. It's been kind of a tradition with Rockstar. Let's just push that to next year, but we'll give GTA 5 a new upgrade. Let's just keep sticking them around.
But it's
they had to put on PS5 though, didn't they?
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but the Uncharted franchise, the first 3 games were great. The 4th one had a bit of a development hell. And the reason why I say that is because the original writer, Amy Hennig, was fired during the development of Uncharted 4.
Oh, they'll do it.
So, from hearing from, Richard McGonigal from the Uncharted 4 definitive playthrough, if you look it up on YouTube, Richard flat out said that after Amy was fired, everything was scrapped. They started from brand new.
Ah, that'll do it. Oh my god, the colors, Rick.
So that's a whole
that
thing.
did not come out expected.
No!
And so...
Oh my god! Hang on.
His camera can't keep up with the lights.
Hold up, hang on. Oh god. Fade. There we go.
But the reason why I want to mention this is because one of the things I want to mention, though, is that Amy Hennig has her own development team now called Skydance New Media. They are working on a narrative-driven Star Wars project. As far as we know, that was announced a couple years ago. We haven't heard anything since. So, we don't know if it's still in development. We don't know what's exactly going on.
Par for the course with Disney.
But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is the first time Amy has worked on a project since Uncharted 3. So it's one of those things where, she is a great writer, and she's like the Rockstar writers, where they kind of are observant of what the actors do, so they let the actors play and ad-lib and do whatever. Which, a lot of games, when you have a writer like that behind the scenes, actually do very well sales-wise. And the reason is because us gamers, we like, humor, everything in between. Some games can go too serious and are too focused on what's written on the script. Perfect example would be the Last of Us franchise. That, I don't think a whole lot of it was ad-libbed. I think a lot of it was actually to the bone script. So, because that, there's a balance in the industry, and one of the things I've noticed in the industry recently is we haven't gotten a whole lot of narrative-driven storytelling type games anymore.
Not really. And honestly, I blame games like Call of Duty, Fortnite for doing that. Just, they get rid of the story-driven campaign and only focus on the multiplayer aspect of it.
Yeah,
so,
and
I blame that.
And that's where half of the games are going now as well.
Unfortunately, yeah. I like a good story game. The only ones I can really think of are Azure Lane on the mobile, Azure Lane on the console, Girls und Panzer on the console. Those have
I like the
stories.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
Watch Dogs is pretty good.
Division 2, by the way, we need to play that, Rich.
We need to get back on that, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I got the DLC.
Oh, you got it. Sweet.
It went on sale, so I was able to get it for about $12. And I accidentally activated it. Went from 12 to 30. I'm like, oops. Was I supposed to do that?
And I've never been a big multiplayer gamer. I've always been a storyteller gamer.
Yeah, and
I
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So for me, there's not a whole lot of games that come out recently that interest me because it's just like,
It's all multiplayer.
what happened? Yeah, what happened?
I'm struggling with PS5. I'm struggling with the games on PS5 at the moment. I'm cannot find any which I want to play on there at the moment.
That's the other thing too. Is what happened to the exclusivity of video games? Because I got an advertisement the other day, Forza Horizon 5 is now on PS5.
Yeah, I heard about that when I was at the gym.
What happened to I can understand the middle ground being, PC of, where PlayStation brings their games to PC and Microsoft brings their stuff to PC. I can understand that being a middle ground. But the fact that the consoles are now going to the point where everything is on every platform.
Not everyone. I really want to play Starfield, but I can't play it. I really wanted to play Starfield.
Halo's not on the PS4.
Well,
Halo.
yeah, not. There's certain titles that are never going to be that way, but I've noticed recently that there's a lot of titles that are going that way, like Sea of Thieves did. Now, Forza has gone that way.
And I think I know why they did that. I think they did that to get more players into playing that game, because a lot of people were saying in Sea of Thieves it was starting to fail, and that people were getting pushed away from it because they were more focused on PvPs instead of players like Rich, you, me, Squeeze Beeves, who want to do PvEs. We want to go up against the bots. We want to do tall tales. We want to do stuff like that. We don't want to get into a fight with another player. If we want to get into an alliance with them, that's fine. But the problem was they were focusing on PvPs, and that's why they were losing the fan base, and they never came back. So my theory is they probably expanded to the PlayStation 5 to try to attract more players to try to balance it out. Yeah. And also for people who have, say, a PlayStation 5 but don't have the money for a PC or an Xbox Series X, and they don't have the money for it, they want to play Sea of Thieves. They want to give them that opportunity. I mean, I get where you're coming from. Exclusive content, like say Halo for the Xbox. That's always going to be on there. Xbox
Horizon.
or PC, Forza Horizon. But at the same time, you've got people who can't afford multiple consoles, or don't want to buy a buy a $3,000 gaming computer, and I
understand that part of it, because, for example, NHL hasn't been on PC since NHL 09.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have consoles.
That's the last PC version of NHL.
Right, before they went onto the console.
And the reason why they went on the console is because of the fact that they were dealing with people that were constantly hacking the PC version, and EA at the time didn't know how to handle it, so they took it off of PC. There's been rumor mills over the last couple of years that NHL itself, Gary Bettman, the commissioner, and NHL in general, is forcing EA to bring it to PC, because the commissioner of the NHL, as we all know, is a money hog. He loves money. So what would bring, the National Hockey League more money on the video game side? Bringing it to PC. Why aren't they doing it? So they're getting forced into doing it. Rumor mills have been speculated that the next NHL game will come to PC officially, but we don't know.
Only time will tell.
And for me personally, who is a giant hockey fan, Tucker knows this for a damn fact.
Hence his name.
Yeah, that too. I've always wanted that game back on PC. I've been wanting to play NHL for a long time, And the problem is the copy of NHL that I have for my PS3 doesn't work anymore. And I don't have a controller for my PS3 anymore.
Well, time to
So-
either go to eBay or look at retro game stores.
So it's just like, so I can't play fucking NHL anymore, and it's the one game that I know for a fact that I can play for 8 to 12 hours a day, and probably even fucking stream it, and probably make a shitload of money just by streaming it 8 to 12 hours a day.
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah.
So, I hate to cut
Hey.
you off. What you got?
Talking about something before we go.
Yeah, because you look
Tucker.
like you're about to pass out.
Oh no, it's cool. There's a event in the UK. I don't know if you're ever going to make it, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Probably
The
not.
Royal International Air Tattoo. It's an aviation based. You might like it because they do everything. It's on an American base as well. It's the same one
Oh.
which I was saying about Fairford.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was an American base.
Yeah, if 19th of July, if you want to get tickets, they're still available on Saturday. If you want to come and join, if you want to come over to the UK.
And for people
I'm not
who
going to
are
stream it, unfortunately, but I'm going to be able to put loads of.
Take pictures
I
of it,
normally
yeah.
take about 2,000 photos.
Yep,
Yeah.
there you go, guys. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think we're going to end it here because I'm getting hungry. I mean, seriously hungry.
Yeah, I'm
I don't-
probably going to make a move
Yeah,
as
so,
well, if that's okay.
yep. So, for everyone who has joined us, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're going to
Yeah.
try to do this. I want to try to do this every Monday, so that way Tuesday can be Thieving Tuesdays, like it was
That'd
Thieving
be cool.
Thursdays. So, we're going to try to do this every Monday. The topic is going to be whatever the hell comes first, and then we just take it from there.
Yeah.
So again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone who's joined us here, Cybersoul, Rich, and the
Yep.
Wingsters. Don't forget to follow these guys on Twitter, or sorry, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. I'm hungry. My brain ain't working. So I appreciate all y'all coming, hanging out, having a great time. So until we meet again, my friends, let us be the generation that ends hatred by simply loving one another and forgiving. We'll see you guys in the next video.